passing, that will have an extra 5 seconds. That gives you success seconds. I'll give you the start of the GT Academy Chairman Honours, and those go to Alan Wright for those honours, and a nice trophy to go with it as well. And indeed a chat and a smile as well, just about looking like he's enjoyed himself out there. He will, in due course, step down still to the last one. Academy, those go to Lewis by look up. Young up onto step number 3. It'll be step number 2 for Ben Wiseman. And all the way up onto the top step for the GT Academy rookie class, Lewis by look up. Up another onto that top step once again. There's a smile, a set of photographs as per usual, and wait for the day we get the Albatross celebration from Lewis up on that top. Outright podium goes as follows ever. First of all, welcome to third position on step number 3. On step number 2, Joe Ostelhoff. American onto that second step, and it will be all the way up to the top step for Tom Walker. Tom makes a step up onto that number 1 box. Once again, the smile and the photos to go around. Tom, another driver who's getting quite used to that. I'm sure his competitors will try and do something about that in the final race of the weekend. We will now turn our attention to the GT. Graham at the wheel of the WSR FlexiFly BMW. The tail end of the grid, Johnny Allen will take over the part of the John for the moment. I should say. The car of Alex Martin has had the spin, and Alex Martin drops down through the order. I'll say I should say. The car of Alex Martin has had partnered up with Martin Plowman, and Martin saying.
Wow!
Well, there's a little bit of contact now. Possibly one of the guys plates I want to start. An eye on that. One of the cars could not get his way through there, so he remains. Simpson, the junction leading car. Finish line for second in GT4. Whoa. Will be the leading car in Pro Out. And that will be Daniel Laverty. Josh Stan. Mclaren that sits behind at this stage, so it's McLaren from Lamborghini, from McLaren, and McLaren. You know, it's race pace that counts. What news, Tom? Rear tooling and thank you very much for that one. So yeah, I think that was all as a result of Simon I had a great time going in towards Harbour, which I think there, and as a result of that, then there was then subsequent contact, because Simon I didn't make contact with anybody. That's the splendor of the car.
up towards finishes for the first time. That's the first got himself picked up fourth at the first corner. But it was after the first corner and after stopped up a little bit. As well, who was able to pick up the lead of the GT4, so all was good. Right, okay, there was one car that was very late on the brakes heading in towards the Wilson hairpin and outbraked itself and was able to enjoy. And then we didn't quite see what happened with the contact there, but we did get a of the contact between Mark Smith and Jerry Reverse. If there was contact, it was the lightest of touches between them. And another car that had to take to the grass in avoidance was Kevin Say there. And then, as for the rear tail link on number 69 car, now either that failed coming out of Murray, or there was a mistake coming out of Murray. Just off that, I see a Duggan going well at the wheel of the Toro Verde, cautious pavement at this stage, so up towards Agostini, there you go. Compromise himself, put himself under pressure, but it does look as though he's made back through. McLaren goes back through and ahead of the BMW. That's a brilliant little fight that's going on there. Back to third. Four goes to McLaren. Four goes to BMW. Attack and defence at the same time. You've got Jessica Hawkins sniffing round at the wheel of the Aston Martin, and then the Porsche being Duggan. And they start to make their way down the Bentley Straight and in towards the braking area of Rundle, and Nelson Jessica Hawkins is also now making with Jack Collins. And then the BMW said, with the second place, is now next to, but all of that has happened on the same lap. So brilliant stuff. So the leaders over the start finish line, Mark Morris with his fastest lap of the race as he continues to lead the way for Optimus Motorsport, and the 90 car leading by just to the second with a lap time lap pass through of a 1:49.31 Lamborghini either, so they are both at the minimum pit stop time of 75 seconds. Put out in third place, Morgan Tilbrook. Remember, he's got an extra 5 seconds. Venture back out on the track in the hands of Ben Barnicoat. GT4, just to pick up on that as well, it is still Hadley Simpson that leads GT4 in the number 74 Hooverback Ginetta. That is the car that leads the GT4 the last weekend of April, Silverstone 300. They are sort of 500, I think they badged as the 3-hour race that was there. They have a bit of an advantage over the cars that are second and third in GT4 at this stage. Sits behind him, which is going to be Josh Stanton at this stage, and the wheel of the yellow will be next up. What do you put on
quite a lot of chat during the practice sessions about the fact that the original got I think we're now
we know that some cars they have qualifying pace. The BMW in particular will be one of those as well that perhaps doesn't have the qualifying pace but just seems to have good race pace on the longer stints. Rather than what we said yesterday. Well, Morgan Tilbrook has got lots of driving lines left side and on then has Howard from one British GT in different machinery as well. Always quick as an amateur drive, which almost does many of our amps in British GT a disservice, because they're not that far off the prototypes. And pace, but Morgan Tilbrook's absolutely over the start finish line. Francorchamps where it won overall in GT4. 9 car, Josh Stanton has 2 lots of compensation time. Second at Spa. Silvers are deemed to be quicker than a pro-am combination where you have sort of gold and a bronze together, or silver, platinum and bronze together. So if you win the silver cup, you have an extra bit of time. Right, a spin, and this is Shelby on and is ready to hop on board. See, number 74. Miles an hour, again. Nelson.
Pulled me up quite a bit. He's doing a good job being behind him. But one got some traffic and he got really and we had out under the bridge at the finale of that corner there. Right. I have
In terms of the car, obviously well, we certainly keep our fingers crossed. Thank you very much for talking to me.
Yeah, you could hear the disappointment on Mark Smith's voice there, but he did very well to keep that onto pit lane and had an extra 5 seconds to spend in pit lane. A third of the Silver Cup cars home at Spa, but the rest of the GT4s are now making their way into the pit lane. So into the box, way to George Campbell, into the lane, and absolutely way for the car of Daniel Laverty coming in to hand over to long time.
It makes it a pretty busy pit lane actually, don't it? Consensus on this lap. Aston Martin change. I think these are two the far end of the car. Getting everything sorted.
Last time through, the second place Hugo Cook was of the race leader at this stage. Ben Barnicoat is not making any trades on time. He remains 22 seconds place, but has many seconds and Marcus Clutton, who's third. Jared stage, Roscoe is fifth, so it's a Silver-Am car from a Pro-Am, from a Pro-Am, from a Pro-Am, from a Silver-Am, from a Pro-Am, the top 6. And in terms of manufacturers in the top 6 in GT3, McLaren, Lamborghini, McLaren, Lamborghini, Aston Martin, the Ferrari, 7th, and the Spin is in 8th place, and the sole BMW in the hands of Charles Clark. Next up, and that is in 10th position at this stage. So GT4 pit stop just about. They make their way out of the pit lane. Back out now, and we'll go back down to the pit lane. Tom Davis.
Thank you very much, Mike. I managed to grab how we did this great car.
How do you feel?
Yeah, I feel